Setting the exposure compensation with this camera is really quite simple. You won't be able to do it using the auto mode or any one of the scene modes down here, so you're going to have to use the creative modes. However, you'll note that you cannot do it using the manual mode. The manual mode cannot change exposure compensation because you're setting everything manually. So go ahead and change the mode dial. We're going to use the program mode for this demo. In the back, there are two ways of setting the exposure compensation. One way is by pressing the quick menu button right here, and you can use your navigation buttons to move around and select the exposure compensation field here. Now with that field selected, you can turn your main dial to set the exposure compensation. Assuming you're already in the quick menu, adjusting one of the other functions, this may be an easy way to go. However, if you're not in the quick menu, the easiest way of changing the exposure compensation is simply by pressing the AV or exposure compensation button right here. You want to hold that down and simultaneously roll the main dial. Once you've set the exposure compensation you want, go ahead and release the button and then it's set. Manually overriding the camera's exposure and setting it yourself can be very helpful if the camera, for example, thinks the image is brighter than it should be and automatically darkens it down. This will allow you to either brighten or darken the image, overriding the camera's exposure setting.